Indiana Jones. It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. Indiana Jones Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute, the podcast in which we celebrate and discuss the film Raiders of the Lost Ark 1 minute at a time. I'm Tom Taylor.
I'm Pete Mummert.
I'm Gerry Porter.
And I'm Jamie, the archaeologist.
Welcome back, Jamie, the archaeologist.
Thank you.
It's good to see you again.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming back to help us decipher minute 69. 69 begins with, oh, it was just a hanger, and it ends with Indy and Sala lifting up the lost Ark of the motherfucking Covenant. They found the Ark of the Covenant, and they've got it. God damn. Look at those guys. I'm so proud of them. But before that happens, we're still with, it looked like Marion was about to get killed, or at least beaten severely by Toht. But then what's interesting is Belloq seems sincerely protective of Marion right now.
He's a gentleman.
He is. And I guess it's not hugely surprising because in previous scenes he was, they were, the Nazis, Dietrich and everybody were big on like, hey, let's get the girl, let's interrogate her. She's got more information than she's letting on. And he's been resisting that. So it's not totally surprising that he's trying to protect her. But he seems, legitimately freaked out that something terrible is about to happen with Toht, and then legitimately relieved when things seem to not be so dangerous anymore.
Marion's a woman.
Yeah.
Belloq likes women.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's trying to protect her. Like it's really his thing. He's actually drunk. He really likes her.
And she's clutching her pants at his shoulder.
Yep.
Wait, is she?
She's holding her pants.
What, her red pants from before?
Yeah.
I think so.
That's funny.
I was going to say, I feel like this is Belloq's Lando Calrissian moment where he's like, this deal is getting worse all the time.
You said they'd be left in the tent under my supervision. If you know what I mean.
But yeah, I have a lot of feelings about how Belloq it's kind of a theme in the series. I know you don't remember Elsa from Crusade, but Elsa in Crusade is like a similar thing where it's this person who has this academic interest in archaeology. They're like obsessed with finding an artifact, and they're like, I guess I'll ally with these Nazis. What could go wrong? And then throughout the movie, you see them having to make more and more moral compromises.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. I mean, as he says, even in this part of the world, we're not totally uncivilized. And he also said several minutes back that they were not his friends.
Right.
But he has to work with these brutish Nazis from time to time.
They're paying for the shovels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to use them as a means to an end, but he's actually getting played here.
Yeah. Yeah, he wants to think that he's in control because he's the guy with the... Well, he's also lost some cred recently because he was the guy with all the answers and he was the archaeologist working for them. And they were, relying on him. And then he goes into the map room with half a headpiece and they're digging in the wrong place. And by now they're like, I'm looking at my watch, Belloq. What gives? You said there was an Ark of the Covenant around here somewhere. And
you're in your tent romancing this lady.
Yeah. There's a time and a place, Belloq.
Yeah. I assume there's lots of because they're German, they're feeling a lot of ill will towards the French. Like they're like, oh, these lazy Frenchmen can't stop hitting on the ladies.
Yeah, right. Yeah. We should invade them. Put a stop to that.
Our efficient lifestyle is much better.
Right.
Well, you know what's great about this minute? Toht shops at Sky Mall. I mean, we figure it out. That's some sharper image right there. It's probably like $180. It's like, whipping hanger.
Scare your friends and hang up your coat.
Yeah, nunchuck chain hanger.
Well, this hanger this was original. Spielberg was saying this hanger was originally shot in a movie I know a lot of our listeners like, 1941. Christopher Lee has this exact same hanger prop and threatens Slim Pickens with it.
What?
And
That's crazy.
test audiences did not react at all. And Spielberg kind of surmised that maybe they didn't care about the characters that much. But he loved the gag so much he put it in this movie using the exact same hanger.
Oh wait, so they cut it out of 1941?
Yeah.
I was going to say that's funny. It didn't spoil the joke because nobody saw 1941.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to confess I never heard of that movie until your podcast.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah.
Look, we're educating people. Look at this, guys.
Exactly.
That's touching. What Toht sits down. He's like, what should we talk about? And what do you think they do talk about? Like, what happens in this scene, like, next?
I know. They talk about trinomials.
Oh, you probably...
That's what I mean. Toht is like, we've been saying the whole time, he's like a creepy Nazi algebra teacher.
Yeah.
And it's like, and he sets it up. He goes, now, what shall we talk about?
Pencils down.
The foil method.
But see, there's something that confirms that, because we've been talking about how kind of lumpy these tents are. And right when they're sitting down, Dietrich sits down in the background and starts looking around at the sort of tent.
That.
Like, why are these look like? What would explain this shape?
Yeah.
I wish somebody would explain why these shapes are like this.
My tent is much more efficient.
What's Toad's pin?
I don't know. Is it just a?
I was like, teacher of the year.
I assumed it was some, Gestapo insignia or something.
I mean, it's prominently displayed.
Yeah.
Like, ask me about life insurance.
It's his Amway pin.
I mean, because he's a very sleek suit. And
He looks sharp.
He looks amazing.
That's
Yeah.
a beautiful tie. He's got that red pocket square in his jacket.
The hat?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to risk wrinkling the jacket. Obviously, he's hang this up for me.
Why'd he even pack that jacket if he's going to the desert? My God. Why'd he even bring it?
But, I mean, the pin is prominently displayed.
Yeah. He's proud of it, whatever it is.
It's like a pendant, whatever.
He won a spelling bee.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like an insignia rank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet it is.
Now I'm like looking. I'm probably going to get on some FBI watch list because I just Googled Gestapo pin.
I know. Go to the Wiki Toht.
Yeah.
His name is Fred Toht Anderson. Or
Yeah. His
he's
dad,
an
Fred Toht,
Aquarius.
gave him this pin
Yeah.
on the occasion of his 18th birthday. So then we cut to a little thing called the Ark of the Covenant that Sala and Indy are finally lifting out. They got their poles in place, and they lift up this beautiful, glowing, golden ark.
Yet another thing that's incredibly heavy that the two of them left.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much do we think the ark weighs? That's a good question.
It's
With
made
or
of
without
gold.
the Ten Commandments?
Well, now, before we lift the ark out of its case here, unless you're Christy Porter or one of the other few dead enders out there who hasn't bought into the Star Wars dream theory, if you would pause this podcast right now and turn on, if you have a high definition version of this movie, the Blu-ray, if you look at the hieroglyph above the ark as they're lifting it, it has C-3PO again standing next to R2-D2 on the far wall, and kneeling beside R2-D2 is an Egyptian version of Princess Leia giving him the message for Obi.
What?
What?
What? I'm gonna do one for my sister too. What?
We'll put the picture up on our website. It's amazing.
Wait, put it up on
Yeah.
my website. I want to see this. What it's behind the arc? What are you saying?
I
Yeah,
gotta
but
check this out.
it's like a long shot. You can't see it unless you're looking at something with, I think, pretty high definition.
Oh,
But
really?
in second 29 and 30, the blank
Mhm.
wall above the arc,
Oh,
there's
like
a
way in the back.
yeah, it's dim. But you can if you do a Google search for Princess Leia hieroglyph, you can find a picture of
Yeah, that and the other one, the one we saw the other day next to Indy with 3PO and R2. I've always heard about those and seen pictures of them, but I actually until now never knew where they actually were in the movie. I actually thought they were in the map room.
And
But
this
no,
one's
they're-
hard to find. Because this one's very dim.
Yeah, that's incredible. Take that, Christy.
Yeah, you should have Google searched Princess Leia hieroglyph.
Yeah, what were you thinking? Called yourself a professor.
Well, I have a question here. So, is the Ark of the Covenant luminescent?
Yeah, well, look at
It
it.
has to be. Yeah, it's glowing.
It's the
I mean,
power
it's
of
it,
God
but
or
it,
something.
it's
Go on.
I mean, it's there's no light shine. I mean, it's giving off its own light. I guess I figured that was just like God's help.
Oh, it is.
But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I mean,
it's also
because it illuminates Salah's face. Like everything else is dark because the only thing there's some torches and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But if you look at the shot where Salah and Indy are, you haven't seen it yet. It's glowing like, I guess that's God.
Yeah. There's also like 15 can lights underneath that thing that you can't see. That's probably making it glow a little bit.
But I was like, I mean, can you imagine this thing on the 4th floor? Outside the Arts and Humanities office.
That's what you keep saying, but when they talk about the museum, they're talking about like the National Museum in Washington. They're not talking about like, Shelbyville Annex 2.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think I'm with Jerry. Or else I think
Yeah.
it's a euphemism that he's just like, oh, put it in the museum. But he's just looting it.
My bank account.
A thing that a lot of people compared to the Ark of the Covenant is, again, from King Tut's tomb, this thing called the Anubis Shrine, which is shaped like an ark.
Hmm.
And it's made of wood, but then it's completely gilded. And so maybe the reason why this thing is glowing is because it's like covered in gold, which is reflecting off the torches.
Sure.
I would completely believe that, except that the torches they're like further down on the altar, and if actually I'm at second 30 right now,
Okay.
and like Salah is clear and Indy are clearly illuminated solely by the ark,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they haven't
See
pulled it
that.
out yet.
No, you're totally right. Nope, it's the power of God. Never
Power of
mind.
God. I don't even know what the discussion is. It's the power
We
of
have
God.
archaeological confirmation.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
I got the scientists to
say
say
it's
it's the power of God.
Well, speaking of science and history, do people actually know? I'm just going to ask because I don't. Do people know what the Ark supposedly looked like in real life? Or if there was an Ark, definitely.
Yeah.
I think that there's a description in the Bible of what it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very detailed, actually. And it looks almost exactly like this.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I looked up like I Googled what did the Ark look like, and there's like a painting from 1800 that looked a lot like that. Like it was a detail in it was the Ark, and it looked a lot like this. Or, generally had
No, in
like
the
the
Bible,
angels
like-
on top with the touching wings and stuff.
Yeah, and it gives in the Bible, it has that description like 2 cherubim are atop the ark, and they like their wings are extended, and it's very precise, and it gives the measurements and everything.
Because what I was actually curious about was the side has like, it looks like a like a landscape or something on the side. There's some image.
Oh, there's like some art or something there.
Yeah, it looks like it's like a long and winding road on a hill or something. It does. Looks like a.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Apparently, it's supposed to have some cherubs carved on it.
On the side?
I'm not
Weird.
sure where.
It looks kind of like the Asics. Like if you have Asics shoes, it looks like they're.
Oh my god, it does. That's funny. Product
Corporate
placement.
sponsorships everywhere.
I was always really impressed that they went for it and they actually showed the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
Oh, like they could have been kind of dodgy about it
Well,
and
I
been
mean,
like,
yeah, maybe
look at
just
that.
because, yeah, I don't know. I mean, because you have to. I mean, you have this whole power of God thing, and then you
Yeah.
have to
You have
film
to
it
back
and
it up,
actually,
yeah.
yeah, you have to back it up, and you'd be like, oh, that doesn't look that special.
It does look pretty fantastic, though.
Oh, this looks amazing. Like
It
Yeah.
does. It looks incredible.
this is the best representation of God in a movie, I think.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Well, and did you? I mean, when the Ark appears and they lift it up, we hear that same will-o'-the-wisp wind sound
Yeah.
when Marion originally pulled out the headpiece and the candle flame flickered back in Nepal.
Yeah.
So I was, I'm going to stand corrected. That may actually have been the power of God and not
Not the door.
not Toht getting off the plane, or maybe that's actually just the sound of Toht walking into Marion and Belloq's tent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah,
total
it
sense.
is simultaneous.
Drop the mic, Jerry. And don't ever
I'm
pick it
gonna
up
have
again.
to pick it back up. Yeah.
I really like the tassels on these wooden posts that they used to pick it up with. I guess a very nice. These are nice posts.
Yeah. We got to use the right kind of post. You don't just use any stick.
They're very
Any
ornately
dowel.
carved and have a nice pattern.
Yeah.
Theoretically, it's made out of acacia wood,
Oh,
according to the description.
Oh, in the Bible?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is there a significance to that, or is it just strong, or...
It just says the Ark is a box made from a type of wood that is generally translated as acacia.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I
so
mean,
the
maybe
ark's
that's
not
like a
solid
native
gold.
wood there?
maybe.
I don't know. Biblical
I gotta-
archaeology is not my strong suit.
I'm a little bit like God. That's kind of skimping.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no
Should have gone
wonder
for the
you-
mahogany.
Yeah, you should have, or gold.
Hey, wait, can I ask a dumb question? This
Uh-huh.
is going to show
Sure.
that didn't I ever go to Sunday school? And that I'm a badly lapsed Catholic. Is this did they make this out of the melted down golden calf after Moses brought the Ten Commandments down? Because he came down and everybody's worshiping a false
Right.
idol and they melted down, don't they? And don't they make this out of it? Or am I making that up?
Yeah, somebody else better answer.
You lost your faith in Catholic high school, didn't you, Jerry? What
Yeah,
what's the
yeah.
story?
That's why I don't. No, that's a good point. I mean, I don't care. I mean,
Fair enough. It's a good enough
whatever it
answer.
is, the important thing is somebody. I guess if it's made out of acacia wood, and I guess the Hebrews put the Ten Commandments in acacia wood. I don't remember. I guess God
And
told
it
them.
had the manna that they survived on in the desert. And I think it had Aaron's staff,
Oh, really?
which I think that might have been the staff. Didn't he throw it down and it turned into a snake?
Did it have Air Space Museum? Sorry.
Well, I feel like whatever it should have been gold, like solid gold.
Yeah, I'm a
And
little
there
disappointed.
should have been
Gold-plated.
some sort of yeah. And it's like, well, acacia wood, and you're like, nah, the how's the Ten Commandments? Come on, man. I mean, how many times does God come down and
Right.
distribute his laws?
Yeah.
But it was also like carried by a tribe of people who were wandering around the desert, and they would carry it into battle. So if it was solid gold, it would be like absurdly heavy.
But it's glowing, and
So
they're
light
in
as a
the
feather.
dark. Yeah, I mean,
Sheet of-
there should have been some sort of like understanding. Like, I know this is going to be really heavy, Hebrews, but don't worry about it. I got it. If if you build it nice like, and
think this is one of
I'll
those-
take care of the weight.
I think this is one of those cases where we can treat the Bible as Wikipedia and we shouldn't be doing research in it for the movie. We're just spoiling stuff for ourselves. Let's just agree that the Ark is solid gold and that's it.
I'm not agreeing to this.
No one's going to object to that, right? We're not going to get any angry emails, right?
I object.
There is a nice callback to a deleted scene here. Like we talked about when Indy and Sala talk to the Imam. There's a cut scene where he tells them don't touch the Ark or don't look inside the Ark, and this sort of stands out here where they're very careful not to touch it when they put the posts in.
Yeah. I remember that from I always talk about the novelization. I do remember that they say that specifically in the novelization. That's kind of, I mean, we'll talk about this later, but that is interesting that they cut that out
Yeah.
completely. Like, there's no mention of it until the end of the movie.
Well, were the posts there?
I think we're saying they were.
I think we're saying
Yeah, so the
there.
posts were just there. So the last time the Ark was raised, you're like, okay, so the Egyptians actually had the posts and they lowered it into the stone altar sort of thing, and then they took the posts out and they're like, Jesus, I'm glad we got that thing. Everybody's still here. And then they just put the posts down, man. Just put them down.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, there's no post caddy or anything like a pool cue rack or something.
Well, they are propped up. Like they do like there may be some kind of a post caddy because they're standing straight up.
Oh, okay.
they are ornamental.
Yeah.
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 I mean, they somebody took again a little extra care.
Yeah, I just want to make sure they were treated with respect.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. A thing I noticed that is very brief is that at second 45, you hear a cat noise.
Whoa, what?
You hear like a meow, which I guess is supposed to make it like super spooky, like
Oh,
Halloween.
really?
Yeah. You do. I just listened to that.
A
Yeah.
cat?
Or it's
goes
like
like-
a meow.
Oh my god. Well, there's that like wind sound. Is it
Yeah.
part of that? Like a kind of
It sounds like a cross between a cat.
Pretty
and a cow,
distinctive.
kind of whistling, windy cat.
Well,
That's funny.
Isn't that the same noise that we hear earlier? Like I said, kind of like it's that wind.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
Through,
Toht's wind.
Yeah, like when
Toad.
when Toht throws that cat through the window and it makes the candle flicker. That makes perfect sense.
I meant to say the poles are ornate. They're not really ornamental, but they're ornate.
Yeah, God, Gerry, get it together.
Yeah, no.
Well, thank you. Now I don't have to cut that out. Thank you. Man, this is huge. They got the Ark.
Yeah.
Say what you want about anything else going on in this movie. Indy got the Ark.
It's a great looking ark.
It is.
Yeah, whether it's solid gold or acacia, the Hebrews built it, or God kind of helped them, whatever. It's a great looking ark.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an appropriate artifact for the search.
Yes.
Yes.
It is not of this earth.
No.
Well, Pete, can you please tell the nice people out there how to get in touch with us about this amazing moment in our history when the Ark was found?
Yeah, you can tell us what it was made of by coming to Facebook or going to the listeners page at Indiana Jones and the Listener Crusade group on Facebook, or find us at indianajonesminute.com.
And please come back here tomorrow. Jamie's going to join us tomorrow, right?
I
coming?
am.
Excellent. We look forward to that. We look forward to minute 70 of Raiders of the Lost Ark here on the Indiana Jones Minute.
Toht!
Toht!
Jones!
I really want one of those hangers.
They do like candy.
Yeah, you got to fly Delta.